Hey T-Birds, this is Mr. T, your teacher. Hi! And you are on the farm with Mr. T. Today is a special on the farm update. I'm going to take you around the farm. I'm going to show you what's going on. We're going to talk about where food comes from. So that means no dictation, no math problems, nothing like that. Put your pencil down, put your paper down. You're just going to sit back and relax and enjoy this video while I show you around our farm and I give you an update of what's going on. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. We're going into the greenhouse because that's where everything always starts. And there's calendar. Goodbye. And here we are in the greenhouse. Oh yeah. There's a lot going on in here. Those are all tomatoes. Mrs. T went crazy planting tomatoes this year. We're going to have about 300 of them. They start off with the tiniest little seed, but boy, can they make a lot of plants. Here are some more tomatoes, and here are some different types of peppers, all looking super healthy. Remember our sweet potatoes that were growing before? They're growing like crazy. This warm weather's been great for them, so we've been snapping them off, and then we've been transplanting them into those containers there. Now all those little slips, we call them slips, are going to go out to the field to get planted. More tomatoes. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of work. Planting tomatoes is going to be a lot of work. So let's go out and check out, see where I'm at with planting tomatoes. Got some stuff to do before we get ready for that. Oh, we also have out here, we have some corn growing. This is popcorn. And those are little blocks, and we put the seeds in the block to start off growing the popcorn. Then we're going to transplant that out into the field. Usually what we do is before it goes from the greenhouse, we don't take it from the greenhouse straight out to the field. We do something called hardening off. So hardening off is, it's all like super nice in the greenhouse and everyone's happy and it's easy for plants to be alive. But they can't just go right outside and have to be outdoors and be in the cold at night and stuff like that. So we bring them out here where we can kind of keep an eye on them. So these plants are hardening off. If it gets a little too cold, we'll take them inside, but we'll start to gradually get them exposed to being in the temperature swings that are outdoors and not the cushy life of the greenhouse. So let's walk around here some more, see what we got going on. Those are our onions. They're growing fine. This is going to be a bed of eggplant. Here we've got all this is mint. And you know that tea I drink every morning? It's so good. This is what it comes from. This is a plant called mint, and you can use it lots of different ways in salads. I love it in tea. This is thyme. It's a seasoning, more mint. Remember last time we were out here, this stuff was just tiny. Here we've got some peas growing on the fence there. And here we've got some potatoes that are growing gangbusters. They're growing great. They look real good and healthy. We're happy about those. We've got some more onions growing here. All of our raspberries look good. And you can see here, these are little flowers. This is where, when the bees come and pollinate those flowers, that's what's going to turn into raspberries. So I don't know if you remember in the early on when we were doing school from home and the first On the Farm with Mr. T, we had these tiny little green leaves that was coming out of this mulched hay area. It was a rhubarb, and now you can see this rhubarb is huge, right? It's enormous, and it's growing really great for us, and we've been harvesting it, and we took some to our friend who does canning for us, and she's going to make some jams and jelly. So things are looking good on the farm, but there are some bad things that have happened. We had that real cold night, and unfortunately, like if we have plants, we can bring them inside or we can cover them, but we can't do anything about our tree fruit. And our tree fruit, if you look here, see all these black things here? Yeah, they're all over the place. That was supposed to be fruit. And that real cold night, this happens sometimes, that real cold night, they froze. And so it looks like we're not going to get any pears this year. So, or pomes or pawpaws. So that's kind of a disappointment for us, but that's kind of how farming goes. So We got some more raspberries down there. That's a bunch of parsley that overwintered. We'll go down and take a look at it. We're gonna pick that tonight. It's on our list to do yet today. We're gonna pick all this parsley, then we'll dry it, and then we'll give it out to our CSA members. It's super healthy. It's really good for you. It overwintered, so it's really can't keep going on. This is its second year of life. It's gonna go to seed soon. So, and over here, you can see, remember we've talked about cover crop. This is all cover crop here. This is pea and oat cover crop. I just chopped it down so you can see all that fresh chop. That's all. We killed this cover crop down because now we're going to feed the soil animals in there so that they can convert that into food for our plants. But you already know about that cover crop because I already gave you a lesson about that. Here's some more of our potatoes growing. This is a bed that we're getting ready to do. Getting ready to plant this bed. This is a bed that's going to have tomatoes in it. I'm kind of going crazy about the tomatoes because I got a lot of work to do to get these beds ready for the tomatoes. So this is a bed that's been prepped, and on top here is something called gypsum, and it's calcium, so it's important for tomatoes. They use a lot of calcium, and they need that to grow well, so I put a lot of calcium on there. And calcium, that just comes from the earth. They mine it out. It's a mineral. And down here are some early crops. We've got some peas growing and some radishes and some carrots. And I really like radishes. Let's see if we can find a good radish down here. Let me see. Oh, maybe that was good. Oh, yeah. So, radishes. See that? Ooh, sweet. So let's see if I can clean it up and see what it looks like. Now there's nothing like eating something that's fresh. Just harvested it. Now I'm going to wash it on my shirt because my soil's clean. And then radishes can be a little spicy sometimes, but ooh, super sweet. Spicy but juicy. Here's the tarps that are killing the cover crop that we cut. I was hoping to show you inside these bricks. Earlier today when it was warmer, there was a snake in there, a little snake. I was hoping I was going to be able to find it and show it to you because I know Mason has been learning about snakes, but I don't think he's in there anymore. A bunch of ants. So when it gets warm during the day, those bricks, they heat right up, and the snakes love really hot weather and they love hot environments. So this is like the hottest place on the farm. That pile of bricks by midday has been cooking, and the bricks get really super hot, and the snake gets in there and gets all nice and warm and happy. But when the sun goes down or it gets cloudy, these bricks start to cool off. He has to go back down to protect himself and keep from getting cold, because snakes can't control their body temperature very well. So they do not like the cold weather. Here's some more onions and some potatoes and a truck full of mulch. Mulch is super important on our farm. And I want to show you how I get a bed ready for planting, because that's what I'm doing. I'm getting beds ready for planting, because you saw all those tomato plants. I got to get them in the ground. So I'm going to try to show you how I do that. There we go. So this bed, I've cut the cover crop, and we've raked off the shoulder here. And now what I need to do, I want to broad fork it. So I want to loosen the soil up so I can plant into it. Now when I do that, what happens is, if I'm trying to plant and put a plant in this soil and it's packed hard, those roots that come off the bottom plant really can't grow well. So like in the bed here, if I try to put my fingers down into this grass, I can jam my fingers. They can't go anywhere because the soil's packed down hard. You can go out into your yard, try to jam your fingers into the soil, and you can't go anywhere because it's compacted, it's packed. The soil is all pushed together and there's no air spaces So a new plant, if you just tried to get it into your soil, it really wouldn't be very happy because there's not enough room for its roots to grow. So what I use is something called a broad fork. Now what I don't want to do is I don't want to chop the soil up like a rototiller or a plow, because if I'm chopping it up, I'm chopping up all those soil animals. Remember, I'm using the cover crop to feed the soil animals that take the cover crop and turn that into food for my plants. So if I'm chopping up all those soil animals like the worms and all that stuff, that's not helping me. Plus there's other things in the soil too, like frogs and spiders and whatnot. They're all in there, and when you use a rototiller or a plow, you wind up killing a lot of those, and I don't want to do that. So the way I do it is I use something called a broad fork. So this is the broad fork. I'll turn this camera a little bit so you can see me use it.